Alright, what's up guys? Thanks for coming back to my follow-up video. This would be the first round here that we're going to play, first match, with the Millionaire deck. Made a deck tech video on it already, so be sure to check that out if you got any questions. But, alright, we're going to start off. Lost a die roll, so, what happens. But this is a pretty good hand. A little land light, obviously only got the one land, but having double Hadron Crab is really good, especially if we're going to have a draw spell with a Thought Scour, and we're going second, so a little loose, but better than 6, I would say, so I'll definitely keep it. Alright, looks like our opponent plays a forest, and nothing. Interesting. What could it mean? Oh, drew a Mind Journal, that's not great, but, you know, if we keep drawing some lands, that'll be awesome. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Go ahead and run out the crab here. Kind of gives away our game plan. Canadian Bacon, eh? Wow, Dismember turn 1. I'm assuming this that would strike me as a Tron strategy, but obviously seeing basic forest Dismember doesn't really help us. Could also be Defenders. Oh boy. Well, I got a buddy of mine who used to play this deck back in the good old days, and it was a little interesting. Fun fact, matchup does not favor us. It's actually pretty not favorable, because presumably this guy's going to have an Emrakul. Basically, the plan being that he's just going to play a bunch of defenders and tap his Overgrown Battalions for like 1 billion mana, and just kind of be like, hey, look at that, I'm a bunch of mana. Gonna kill you. Just how decks work. Pro tips. So definitely gonna Thought Scour here. Just draw a card. We drew an Emrakul. Now we will not surrender purely because we hit it so early. We're definitely gonna Surgical that Emrakul. Just take it out right away so that we don't have to worry about it. Now we didn't really mill that much as of now, but killing that definitely makes it, or exiling that makes that a lot easier on our end. Especially if I hit it this early now. Let's see what else he's got here. Ulamog, you know, usual stuff. He doesn't have very much ramp. He's just kind of, he's got like Nykthoses and stuff. So that's a decent game plan, but you know, not necessarily something that we're just going to lose to. So definitely okay with that. With Thought Scour here again. Hopefully just draw a land, play the land, mill him for 3. No, just pass. That was kind of awkward how our mana ended up shaking out, but kind of should have expected that considering what's going on. So this is probably Thought Not Seer. Would be my assumption. Yeah. Here he's probably going to take Mind Funeral, or at least he should take Mind Funeral. But we'll see. He might also take Glimpse Unthinkable, and the thought process being that Mind Funeral won't hit 10 cards because he's got so many lands left in his deck. Oh, he took Snapcaster Mage. That's interesting. Just left us with all the mill cards. Okay. Game for that. And we're definitely gonna squeeze this off now. Now this might also backfire, and yeah, just not really hit much. But the reason I want to do it now is obviously 1 for mana efficiency, and 2. Makes it a little bit easier for us to mill him out because we got like 24 mil right here. Alright, let's see what he's got. Now, he's definitely trying to ramp into that Artisan of the Kozilek that's in his hand. That's going to kind of be brutal for us. Now, definitely in the sideboard, or out of the sideboard, this is definitely going to be a matchup where we're going to bring in our ley lines. Just because that'll make it a lot easier on our end. Probably not going to bring in too much else. Maybe the Duresses, but we'll see. Firing off another Dismember. Yikes. Probably just going to die to this Thought Not Seer unless I draw something big. Now the other thing to note here too is that he didn't actually have any fetches, at least not that I saw. So we're probably going to take out the Archive Traps. Rip. But yeah, we're definitely going to take out the Archive Traps just because they're never going to get off, and we're going to take out the Surgicals just because they don't synergize like at all with Leyline. super anti-synergy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can't quite cast that Artisan yet, but again, kind of the same thought process being as Leyline is good against Emrakul, it's going to be really good against Artisan as well. You're still going to have a 10-9 thing hitting me in the face, but not dead yet. We can definitely draw a series of Magic the Gathering cards that could pull us out of this. So let's see. I don't know. Let's hear, because I mean we have quite a few outs. We have 7 points here, so if we draw like a Thought Scour or certainly another 2-mana spell, we're definitely going to be able to still get him here. Now, if we don't do that, we're kind of just dead. But we'll have to see what happens. Oh, he does have fetches. That's good. I don't pay attention very much. Not a detail-oriented person. Because now he's just gonna... Artisan, probably get back at prime time. That's what I would do. Maybe Wormcoil. Either way, not a card that immediately kills us this turn exactly, so we have hope. Bring back a Fauna Shaman. Oh, I bet you he misclicked. Would be my guess. I don't, because there's not really a reason to go get Fauna Shaman there, but it was right below the prime time, so my guess would be a misclick. But let's hope the gods are nice to us. Archive Trap. Oh, fate, why are you so cruel to me? Yeah. Oh well. It happens. This is probably why Mill is a bad deck, but, you know, who's counting? Who's counting the reasons? If I wanted to win, I wouldn't be playing this deck. Well, that's not entirely true. This deck's pretty fun. And it wins a fair number of its matchups. Now, he's probably not going to bring in anything. I can't imagine that he has Layla on his sideboard here. Crypt Incursion is a maybe. You know, it does kill things out of his graveyard, but again, has super bad anti-synergy with Leyline, and Leyline is, we're basically, as much as it sucks to say, against like a ramp deck, but we're pretty much going to have to hope that we have a Leyline in our opening couple of hands. Could bring in Duress, probably not gonna, just because he's got a lot of creatures that are ramping him as opposed to actual ramp spells. But I think this is a pretty good lineup, so let's fire back and see what he's got. See if he does the cheesy thing and just sideboards in his entire sideboard. Nope. I've seen people do that, by the way. They'll just bring in their whole 15 and just hope that it's good. So we'll definitely play first here. This is a great hand, actually, because we have Hadron Crab with a bunch of fetches. We have Leyline on the opening hand. We have Snapcaster Mage when we start to draw, or if we need to be able to play a Glimpse. So this is probably one of the better hands that we could have. So if you can just drop a turn 1 Hadron Crab here. I would also be very surprised if he left the Dismembers in his deck. No, he could have, but I don't think that he would leave those in when there's presumably better cards that he could bring in. So, second Hadron Crab is great. Just going to play that as opposed to playing Glimpse the Unthinkable. What we'll do here is we'll just mill him for 6 right away. Actually, it'll be 12 because we're going to fetch right away too. We'll go get Watergrave with this. The reason I played the Flooded Strand obviously is because it can't get straight up Swamp if I need to with this Polluted Delta. So not a huge thing, but definitely a thing that has punished me in the past. So definitely want to make sure I don't do it again. Now ideally next turn here we draw like a Thought Scour or a Tone Scour. Basically one of our scouring cards. That's gross. Naturalizing, that is absolutely disgusting. Well, that makes our life a hell of a lot harder. I hit his Emrakul here, knowing my luck. Now the question becomes, do we start continuing to try to mill him, or do we not? And I think the answer is we don't. Because I'm gonna go get a Watergrave here. Actually, yeah, I'll get a Watergrave. The reason we're not gonna try to mill him is because we don't want to waste a bunch of our spells on his Emrakul. The chance he accidentally mills an Emrakul. So what we got to do here is a combination of just hoping that he draws the Emrakul, or that we draw like land plus another ley line. Let's see what happens. Yeah, because if he mills over an Emrakul at any point here, we're pretty much just dead. Thought-Knot Seer is probably going to take Snapcaster Mage based on what he took last time. But he could take the Glimpse. But let's see what he does here. Yeah, figured he'd take the Snapcaster. Let's draw land. That's good. That tapped. Again, not tempting fate. Not going to just try to get him. Yeah, figured that would happen. But it happens. Sometimes you play mill and just happen to play against the mono green ramp deck playing Emrakul. But definitely not dead yet. Hopefully, he's just got a bunch of weeds. But he honestly might just be able to kill me with that Thought-Knot Seer. He's probably gonna kill one of my lands here to keep me off of the ley line. Should make sense. Crack me for 4. Not going to block pretty much until absolutely necessary, because these Hedron Crabs are going to be huge to get us back into this game. So definitely not going to shock, though. Don't want to make it easier for him. Let's hope that we just kind of rip a ley line off the top. Fingers crossed. And then if we do, we definitely are still in this game. It's probably got a Garruk here. Oops, I'm sitting on the crown. That's a pretty good card. I've always liked that card. It's never been like a card that's just kind of like in your face, I'm awesome, but kind of been like a sleeper almost. Searching with that. I'm hoping he just has the Emrakul in his hand. At a certain point, we are just going to have to go for it and just hope that he, at some point, drew the Emrakul. But hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully we never get to that point. Come on, one time off the top. Showing me a potato salad. My opponent does not want us to have an upkeep, apparently. Man, hitting that Emrakul is super brutal, though. But it happens. Not the end of the world. What is our opponent? Stop me. I mean, I guess as long as it's taking down his timer, it's not really any. It's going off my nose. Oh. That would be Magic Online blowing up. 1 second here, guys. Oops. Let's jump back into our match here. Okay, so we're back. Sorry I had to cut out there for a second. Magic Online blew up at me. So, drawing Archive Trap is kind of awkward here. Really need to draw a ley line. Otherwise, you're just going to have to go for it probably next turn. Unfortunately. As much as I don't want to, but... What's he got here? He's got 8 mana for 9 mana for Eldrazi. Dismember? Oh, yeah, I did keep him in the deck. Totally dipped. Oh well. Yeah, we're probably just gonna lose this match here. Get our faces punched in. So your cracks for 8, cracks for 6 here. Drops us to 4. I'm probably just gonna have to go for it. We drew the Hedron Crabs. We'll play it. Fingers crossed he just drew the Emrakul. That's what we're gonna have to do. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Stop. Okay. Hopefully that is a good sign. Question mark. We'll put a question mark at the end of that one. So, let's see what he plays here. Probably just gonna end up chump blocking the Thought-Knot Seer. He's gonna just remember one of my other guys, but I'm gonna have to chump block the Thought-Knot Seer, take 2 in the face, hope to draw a land, and hope that he has an Emrakul in his hand. Basic land too, or fetch land. As long as it's not a shock land, we'll be okay. Show me. Glimpse the Unthinkable is actually also a thing here. No. If he has Emrakul in his deck still, we lose. If he does not, we win. That's what it comes down to. He had it. Alright. Well.